We're given here that m squared, m to the fourth, and m to the eighth lie on a number line in the order shown above. Okay, this is a peculiarity here because it shows that m squared is greater than m to the fourth and greater than m to the eighth. Well, where are we going to see that? Well, one thing that we're going to see is the only place where numbers get smaller as you multiply them by themselves is if they're fractions less than 1. Fractions less than 1 get smaller when they're raised to powers. And the only fraction less than 1 that we've got here is negative 1/4. Even exponents turn a negative number positive. So we can get away with having negative 1/4. So we've got a fraction that's less than 1 but greater than negative 1. And when we square it, it's going to be greater than when we multiply it to the fourth or to the eighth. Here we've got the ratio of Q to R is 5 to 6, in which of the following could be true. Well, this is a ratio problem, but we really want to work with it as a fraction problem. Now, in the past we found that when you have a ratio or fraction like 5 to 6, one of the things that opens the problem up is to do something to it. In this case, let's multiply both of them by 2. Well, that gives us 10 over 12. Well, that's not an option down there in the answer choices. Let's do the flip side. Let's divide each of them by 2. And since this is question number 20, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So dividing by 2 might give us the answer. Well, if we divide them by 2, we get 5 over 2 to 3. That's what we've got at B. The key to these problems is to start doing something to the fraction or to the ratio. Start manipulating it. A little bit of manipulation usually is going to take you to your answer choice. Since these are negative fractions, a and b, greater than negative 1, that means they're between negative 1 and 0. So let's look at a few. That would be like negative 3/4, negative 1/2, negative 1/3. Now remember, when you go on the negative side, the less negative you are, the greater you are. So negative 1/3 would be greater than negative 3/4. Now when we look in the answer choices, we want to see what we can do to turn one of those negatives positive. And since B is less than A, B is going to be more negative. So if we could turn it positive, that'll give us our biggest value. So if we can turn negative 3/4, for instance, positive, and then subtract a smaller number like negative 1/3 from that, we're going to be left with a positive value. And the only two answer choices are B and E, where we're turning B positive. But we'll be subtracting 2 A's from that positive value in E. So that means we're going to have a greater value in B. Let's just look at that to make sure. Let's say we have negative 1/3 minus a negative 3/4. Well, that would be negative 1/3 plus 3/4. Using least common denominator, that would be negative 4/12 plus 9/12, which gives us 5/12, which would be a positive value. And if we were taking 2/3 away from 3/4, that would be a smaller value. So B is our correct answer.